Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing this morning? This is your host, Wayne Buckingham, here in Bell Buckle, Tennessee, with W.A.B Sports Talk. Today, we coming on the air. We are offering opportunity for fans and football fans to call in, come on the show, and express themselves about the games this coming weekend. Actually, I'm tuning in this weekend. Y'all know I went to Clemson, and I'm a Clemson diehard fan. And you can say fan. I don't say fan. I say a diehard Clemson guy because I went to school there. Uh, we had a tough one this past weekend where we went up to North Carolina State and played a pretty football game, uh, but we ended up coming on the losing end. And it just blew my mind last night. And hold on, we got some guys coming on. Hold on. Who this? Good afternoon, Mr. Russell K. How you doing for Music Dreams USA Radio and Mr. Sanchez? How y'all doing today? Welcome to the show
We're
today
doing
for
good.
WAB Sports Talk. How y'all
Doing
doing?
great, Coach. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, man. We were sitting here, just came on. We were sitting here talking about college football. We had a lot of great upsets yesterday, a lot of great wins yesterday in college, around the college circle. But I really wanted to touch on today about the Clemson game. I Last night, as the game was over, guys, it really hurt my heart to see Clemson fans act the way they acted. Um, I understand that we've been at the top of the hill playing, but a loss is a loss. You asking young men that's 17, 18, less than 19 years old come out and play football on the highest level and compete and hold a standard. Most grown people cannot hold the standard that y'all trying to tell these kids to hold. It's a lot of process going through that. As being a former athlete myself and understanding playing for a championship or a national championship, I'm not saying you're not supposed to give it your 100% and give it all you got. But at the same time, if I'm out here on the field, on the court, on the diamond, giving 100% to participate and play for this university and play for these so-called for to be fans that's supposed to support me. I just feel like some of the stuff I saw yesterday on Facebook and social media, fans pointing their fingers, talking about fire the coaches, replace the players, cause you lost a overtime game. What did y'all respect? What y'all respect on that? What y'all think about that? Did y'all get the chance to watch the game last night?
Yeah,
I did.
I watched the game. Yeah.
Go one at a time. One at a time. Go ahead, Mr. Sanjay.
Yeah, I watched the game, especially the second half, and
Sanjay, we lost you. Have a difficult. Russell, are you there, Russell?
I am, Coach. Yeah. Can you hear me?
All right, Sanjay, are you there? Y'all gotta stay still. There's something about y'all signal going in and out. Sanjay, are you there?
yes, yes, I'm here.
Well, go ahead and finish what you were saying, and then we're gonna let Mr. Russell K from Music Dream USA come in and talk.
Coach Buck, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, I'm. No, I thought it was a well played. I mean, it was a well played game by both teams, and it just didn't go Clemson. It just didn't go Clemson's way. But I thought the guys played hard.
Right. Yeah, I
You know, I
thought,
mean, I didn't like people questioning whether they gave it their all or not. That's the part that disappointed me. You know, you don't win. Sometimes you don't win every single game, but you shouldn't question the heart of the people and whether they gave it, everything they had.
right. I kind of agree with you on that. Like I was saying earlier, you asking a young man to he's going to perform. I don't believe one kid came out there yesterday didn't want to win the game. You know, I feel that anytime you strap up to play football, you play hard as you can. You give 100%. Cause if you're not, you'll end up get hurt and stuff. Mr. Russell K,
Exactly.
from USA Radio, what's your intake on this? Russell,
Yeah. Probably there's more than there's
Ru- he must be driving. He must be driving. He's got a bad connection. But yeah, Sanchez, what I'm saying is, they was texting that they need to texting that
got teams now where they're Alabama's all your powerhouse teams in college football now, and I get it. You're a Clemson fan. You're used to seeing your team win all the time, and all of a sudden now, Clemson not only loses one game, but they've lost two. And now I'll go on record to tell you that if Clemson does lose another game, I think then does Coach Dabo does he go maybe like prepare for next year? I don't think if Clemson loses another game, I don't think they're going to be in the playoffs this year. I don't. But not against fans. I understand you're upset. You used to see your team win, but you have to understand though that when Clemson plays teams now, they're more prepared athletes across the board. There's more prepared, and I think you're starting to see that now. And the day see the Clemson and MARSH teams win football, I really think you start to see the
right. So yeah, what I say about that, Mr. K, Mr. Russell, is that I just feel like if you're a fan of the game and you're supporting your team, you should be able to support their team through the good, the bad, and the ugly. I don't mind you being upset that you got beat or you lost the game, but what bothers me is when I see you being a fan and you want to crucify a young man for them losing. You know, do you think that's right to crucify a young man because they lost the game? Sanchez.
No, I don't, because I look at it as I mean, that could have very easily been you in that situation in 1989 or 1990, when you in the early 90s when you were playing. It's just asking too much from a student athlete, to basically to be Superman and carry the team game in, game out when it's a team game. I mean, you win as a team, you lose as a team. I think the expectations are unrealistic.
Right. So what do you think about what I want to know? This is what I want to know. What do y'all think about them losing the game and you have parents, fans delivering talking bad about the players, talking bad about the players like the the world is coming to an end because we lost the game.
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't like you know when
Can't hear you, Russell. Russell,
okay,
nah, you breaking up
can
real
you hear me
bad
now,
for some
Coach?
reason. I don't know. Yeah, start
Can
over.
you hear me now?
Yeah,
Okay, so as I was saying, if you're a fan, you're a fan. Win, lose, or draw, right? And yeah, your
Right.
team's lost 2 games in a row. But as I mentioned earlier, right? The Clemson fans, they're used to seeing their team win all the games, right? They're not used to seeing this team lose. All of a sudden, you got a team this year. It's a young team, a new quarterback. There's a lot of new parts on this Clemson team this year. And with that being said, you got to give these kids a chance to grow. They need to learn. They need to grow. They need to mesh as a team. And it's going to take some time. It's not like you used to seeing this team win all the time, and you got some new parts as I mentioned. And next thing you know, they lost 2 games already. They've only played early in the season. They've already dropped 2 of those games. Um, I just think the Clemson they do have a good team, and I love their coach. Dabo Sweeney is an amazing coach. He's gonna get that. He's gonna get that team together. They're gonna find out what's wrong, and they're gonna fix it. And I've always been a big fan of Dabo Sweeney. He's a great coach, one of the best in college football. So my message to the Clemson fans is, I understand you're upset, you're mad, you're not used to seeing your team lose. Give these kids a chance to grow and learn. They're young men beginning their careers. And, I understand you're used to seeing this team win all the time. This year is different. And you're going to hear me say this 1,000 more times. The parity in college football is more now than it's ever been before. The days of seeing Clemson go the whole season without losing the game, those days are over. They really are.
Right. Well, what I had to say about that, Mr. K, is that I feel like this. I feel that you can win every game, but I feel that it's a process you got to go through. Uh, Everybody was saying, "Oh, well, look at Alabama." All right, and I want to say this about Alabama. Yeah, Alabama is they had their downs in 2019. Alabama uh, lost the SEC tournament. They lost the regular season game, lost the SEC tournament against Georgia, and still got into the playoffs. If these are fans, this is what I'm talking about. You're delivering Clemson football over a loss. They still have the opportunity to win the ACC championship, to still play for an ACC championship. They still got a chance to go to a bowl game. You see that? You got a chance to play in the ACC championship, win the ACC championship, go to a bowl game, and still have a chance to go to the Final Four with 2 losses.
I agree, Coach. I agree. As I mentioned, right, we're still early in the year. All right, this is the end of the year, and this is run out of games. That's not the case here. It's still early in the season, and Clemson, as I mentioned, right, Coach Dabo is an amazing coach. He is going to turn this program around, and I guarantee you, at the end of the year, we're going to be talking about Clemson, fighting for a playoff spot to get in. I really believe that if anyone can turn around as Coach Dabo, and he will turn this program around, and Clemson will be there at the end of the year. Clemson's going to be there. You wait and see.
And most definitely, I believe they will turn it around. I believe that they will. I think they'll get it together. Now, and I say it's going to be easy. It's not going to be easy because they do have some stuff to work on as a team, as individuals, and as a team. See, that's what people don't understand. The meat of the problem is not this guy or this guy. The meat of the problem is coming together and working as a team. Long as they stay together in the locker room and go through this adversity together as a team and don't let the outside people pull them apart and get them pointing fingers at each other, I believe, I believe and know that and go through this adversity together. I believe and know that they will bounce back. They will bounce back. Now they got a lot of work to do. We got to get our defense has been playing pretty good, doing what they can. We are struggling on offense. I
Yeah,
believe
I agree.
offense is all about self confidence. running some new routes, running some new plays. Can't run the same plays you've been running for the past 5, 6 years. People don't study those plays. You got to come up with something new. You know what I'm saying? Even if, it's 11 guys on 11 guys, so it's man-to-man matchups. You know, it all started at the offensive line. If your offensive line is not strong and not moving people, open up holes, your backs cannot get through. If your offensive line ain't holding the pass block up, giving your quarterback time to read different routes, it's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not blaming nothing on the offensive line, but it all starts with the offensive line. So your backs, your receivers might need that extra second to get open. But if your offensive line ain't giving that 3 to 4 second window, 5 second window for pass reception, how can you deliver the ball to the right guy that's open in that window if you don't have time? Huh?
Yeah, they only get about 2.8 seconds. Otherwise, there's a good chance it's going to be a sack. So they get very. I mean, if you're going in real time, they get less than 3 seconds on average to release the ball.
Right. So that's not even just Clemson. That's just football, period. So
Right.
that's why I say I don't like pointing fingers because hey, we hit the wall. It's a stumbling block in Clemson's way. Guess what? Now it's time to see what you're gonna do. You got your back against the wall now. You know what I'm saying? You got your back against the wall. You got 2 losses. You cannot afford to have another loss. Now, to make it to the playoffs, you cannot afford to have another loss. To make it to a bowl game, you can afford to have another loss. Even if Clemson go 500 or 1 over 500 and go to the bowl game, they had a great season. They didn't make it to the playoffs, but they had a great season. Don't feel bad. Clemson been to the playoffs, so 6 times out of 7.
Correct.
Alabama been there 5 times out of 7. You see what I'm saying? So Clemson and Alabama is right here about going to the playoffs. So if Clemson don't go to the playoffs this year, they tie with Alabama, one of the best teams in the nation. When it's coming up to the playoffs, can you make the playoffs every year? No, you can't make the playoffs every year, but elite teams have. So Clemson still is an elite team. If they miss the playoffs 3, 4, 5 years in a row, now you drop them off as an elite team. LA Lakers didn't make it to the playoffs last year in the NBA. And they got so-called got the best player in the world on their team. You see what I'm saying? So you can't sit here and talk about Clemson fell off. Clemson ain't no good. You can't say Clemson ain't no good. Clemson fell off. They ain't fell off nothing yet. They still on the mountain. They still on the mountain. They just on a slippery slope. That's what I just said. Clemson is still on the mountain. They just on a slippery slope. They still have their own destiny in their hands. They still have their own destiny in their hands. They still got control of making it to the playoffs and still got control of winning an ACC championship and winning a bowl game. Ain't that the 3 things you want to do at the end of the season?
Yes.
Ain't that the 3 things you want to do at the end of the season? They still have a chance to do that. If they lose another game, they have a chance to do 2 more things. You see what I'm saying? If they lose enough game where they under 500, they lost another chance. So they still got the main 3 chances. They lost the chance of being 12-0. That chance is gone. They still got the other 3 chances. And as a fan of these people out here talking bad about them, not the critics, I mean, that's what they pay to do. I'm talking about our Clemson family, talking bad about our kids that still have out of four chances, they still got three of the four left they can achieve. You should be happy. You should be happy.
Yeah,
Yeah. Do we
coach.
need to work on stuff? Do we need to work on stuff? Yes, we need to work on stuff. All teams need to work on stuff. Every weekend they come back. It's a 50-50 chance you can win, lose, or draw when you strap up and play football on any given Sunday or even given Saturday. You can have a knee injury. You can have guys sick with COVID. Anything can happen. So my request is that these people need to step back and observe the things that they're saying about these young men, not just at Clemson, but just in football alone. Hey, well, they paying the kids to play football, and so that make it where you can say anything out of your mouth because a young man have an opportunity to make some money. Even if me as a grown person, I gotta be uh leaning to what I say about y'all as people. You asking a 17-year-old guy that's a quarterback or a tailback or a lineman to sit here and listen to your hatred that you got to say about him and, and shrug it off his shoulders. It takes a special guy to do that. It takes a special person to do that. And it's not that many special persons in the world, kids and grown folks. All right, this is W.A.B. Sports here talking to you from Bell Buckle, Tennessee with W.A.B. Sports, your host, Wayne Buckingham. And we'll be coming right back after this commercial break. Yes, we are back. We are here talking football on this Sunday with W.A.B. Sports Desk at the Music Dreams USA Radio Worldwide. We have two of our special guests on the show today. That's Mr. Russell K from Music Dreams USA Radio and Sanjay. Are y'all there?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, man. It's just been a blast for me, man. Understanding that, seeing what I saw last night and reading all these texts that's been coming into my phone and on our page, on our Clemson page about this Clemson loss. Uh, so it's really been a upset with me. I came on the show, I offered the show for critics and for people who wanted to tune in and call in and be a part of the show today. A lot of people had a lot of things to say, but I see nobody wanted to come on and talk Clemson football except for a few. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I offered it to them. I posted it nationwide. I told them, hey, come on, we'll sit down and we'll talk Clemson sports. Uh, but I gave them an opportunity, and I truly appreciate y'all too coming on the show and giving your input about this our Clemson network and everything and what's going on. Uh, we'll be coming back Monday night and following up. This was a special segment here at W.A.B. Sports. Uh, Thought I had a few people that want to call in and talk. Uh, but yeah, man, like I say, it was some great games this weekend. I know tonight we have some great games on the NFL side. This is our third week here in the NFL. Games about to kick off at 12. Make sure you tune in to our NFL segment on this coming Monday. We'll be coming Monday night talking NFL football about the games being played here this Sunday. We will have Music Dreams USA Radio worldwide tuning in on that. It's where W.A.B. Sports broadcast live Monday through Friday morning show there at the Sports Desk. And we'll have Tim Beret, one of our former athletic sports guys, will be on the show with us, and a few NFL guys. Appreciate y'all tuning in today for the show. If you have any questions, if you want to express yourself, we'll be on for another 10, 15 minutes. Feel free to call in or log in and give your input on this Clemson loss from last night. Clemson fans, I gave you the window. Thought you might have the opportunity to come on and express yourself openly. One thing, I'm always the big guy. I always say, hey, you got something to say, say it out openly. You ain't got to say it behind closed doors. But I do hope y'all do understand that stop belittling these young men and young women on these sports. Just because they're offering to pay them money, it doesn't give you the right to treat them like they grown. They still developing into young men. They still young. They still make mistakes. They are children. They're not grown. Much as you want to say they're grown, they are not grown. Even y'all grown folks make mistakes and make the wrong choices. And I really believe that young man that spitted on the fans, I don't believe that would have happened if the fans did not run out on the field. But at the same time, he was wrong. He shouldn't have done it. But I guarantee he'll make apology, and I guarantee he feels bad about what he did because it was in a moment situation that it happened to him, because you don't know what was said to him. You don't know what was done to him to make him do that. And until you hear both sides of the stories, make sure you keep your opinion to yourself on that, and just pray for the young man and pray for the family with the incident that happened. Because we here at Clemson University in our sports, we are class acts, and I believe that. But that is something that we're not proud of. But I know the young man is not proud of it too, and I guarantee he would do apology to that family. But with that being said, we appreciate you joining the show today. It was a short segment. Just wanted to give 30 minutes opportunity for the fans to call in and be a part of the show. If you don't have nothing to do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays, tune in to the Music Dream USA radio station. The link is on here. Click on the link. We have our sports desk in the mornings, giving highlights and sports with Russell K at Music Dream USA Radio, that's teamed up with W.A.B Sports there. And we host on Mondays our NFL segment on Mondays, and on Thursdays we host our Life After Sports with Music Dream USA Radio and W.A.B Sports Talk. Appreciate you joining in today. We're going to leave you here with another commercial, and we'll be back. Tune in this coming Monday at 5 o'clock. Take care.
In a world where quitting is not an option, a life filled with discipline and conditioning, with a mind focused on their opponent, every drop of sweat left behind in grueling competition, these athletes gave everything in order to have a chance of obtaining their goals. Then suddenly, in the blink of an eye, life changes and they are faced with new challenges daily. Did all of their training prepare them for the future that lies before them? Join us weekly as we catch up with former athletes and find out what life is like. W.A.B Sports presents Life After Sports, heard exclusively on Music Dreams USA Radio Worldwide.